Have you ever felt a flicker of fear as you step off a curb, your body hesitating as if the ground might slip away? Or caught yourself clinging to the kitchen counter, not out of exhaustion, but because your balance feels like it's betraying you? These aren't just moments. They're urgent whispers from your body, warning that your stability is fading. For 99% of seniors, this isn't just aging. It's a silent crisis fueled by the foods you eat every day. Foods you trust, love, and never suspected. My grandmother, Rose, was one of them. Her once confident steps were reduced to cautious shuffles until we uncovered the dietary culprits stealing her freedom. Today, I'm revealing the 5 foods that could be undermining your balance, putting you at risk of a fall that could change your life forever. But here's the hope. By avoiding these foods and making simple, powerful changes, you can reclaim your steadiness and move with the joy you thought was lost. Watch this video until the end to discover not just the foods to ditch, but the exact steps to protect your independence and walk fearlessly again, because your next stride could be your strongest yet. Before we begin, I would appreciate it if you like this video. You can help me continue to spread the old age lesson. If you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. If you like this video, please comment number 1. If you don't like it, comment number 0 to let me know, so I can make a better video for you. Now let's get started. Food 1. Sugary snacks and desserts. The allure of sugary snacks and desserts is nearly universal. A warm, gooey chocolate chip cookie fresh from the oven, a creamy slice of cheesecake, or a bowl of ice cream on a quiet evening can feel like a well-deserved treat, evoking nostalgia and comfort. These sweets often carry emotional weight, tied to childhood memories or family traditions. However, beneath their inviting exterior lies a hidden threat to your physical stability. Excessive consumption of sugary snacks and desserts can significantly undermine your balance, setting off a cascade of physiological disruptions that affect your body's ability to stay steady. High sugar intake triggers rapid spikes in blood glucose, which over time provoke systemic inflammation throughout the body. This inflammation is particularly detrimental to the vestibular system, a complex network in the inner ear responsible for maintaining balance. The vestibular system relies on tiny, hair-like sensory cells that detect head movements and spatial orientation. When inflammation disrupts these delicate structures, their ability to accurately sense motion and position is impaired, leading to dizziness, disorientation, or a vague sense of unsteadiness. A 2019 study published in the Journal of Gerontology, Medical Sciences found that older adults with diets high in added sugars were 30% more likely to report balance difficulties and experienced a higher incidence of falls compared to those with lower sugar intake. Beyond the inner ear, sugar's impact extends to muscle health. Chronic high sugar consumption accelerates sarcopenia, the age-related loss of muscle mass and strength, which is critical for maintaining balance. Strong legs, hips, and core muscles act as your body's foundation, helping you navigate uneven surfaces or recover from a stumble. Sugar promotes muscle breakdown by increasing insulin resistance, which impairs protein synthesis and muscle repair. Additionally, excessive sugar disrupts nerve signaling, slowing the brain's ability to communicate with muscles for quick postural adjustments. This can make even simple tasks, like turning your head or stepping onto a curb, feel precarious. Consider the case of Margaret, a 74-year-old retiree with a lifelong love for sweets. Her nightly ritual of a bowl of vanilla ice cream topped with chocolate syrup was a cherished part of her evening routine. However, she began noticing troubling symptoms: dizziness when turning to greet friends at her book club, a wobbly feeling when climbing stairs, and an occasional sense of being off while walking her dog. After consulting a nutritionist, Margaret learned that her high sugar intake was likely contributing to her balance issues. She decided to cut back on sugary desserts, replacing her ice cream with a homemade smoothie made from frozen berries, Greek yogurt, and a touch of honey. Within weeks, she reported feeling clearer-headed, more stable, and more confident in her movements. Her experience aligns with research showing that reducing sugar intake can decrease inflammation, improve nerve function, and enhance muscle coordination, all of which support better balance. The fix: instead of relying on sugary snacks and desserts, opt for naturally sweet, nutrient-dense alternatives that nourish your body and protect your balance. Berries such as blueberries, raspberries, and blackberries are excellent choices, packed with antioxidants like anthocyanins that combat inflammation and support the health of nerve cells in the vestibular system. A single cup of blueberries provides fiber, vitamin C, and manganese, all of which contribute to muscle and nerve function. For a satisfying treat, try a square of dark chocolate, 70% cocoa or higher, which contains flavonoids that improve blood flow to the brain and reduce inflammation without causing a sugar spike. To make the transition delicious, experiment with balance-friendly desserts. Blend a handful of frozen berries with unsweetened Greek yogurt and a splash of almond milk for a creamy, protein-rich smoothie that satisfies your sweet tooth while stabilizing blood sugar. Add a sprinkle of cinnamon, which not only enhances flavor but also helps regulate glucose levels. Alternatively, bake a batch of oatmeal cookies sweetened with mashed banana or a touch of maple syrup, incorporating anti-inflammatory ingredients like chopped walnuts or chia seeds. These choices aren't just substitutes. They're intentional steps toward preserving your mobility and independence. Action step. Commit to replacing one sugary snack or dessert with a fruit-based alternative this week. Keep a bowl of fresh berries or sliced fruit on your kitchen counter for easy access, and pair them with a handful of almonds or a dollop of Greek yogurt for added protein and staying power. As you make this shift, pay attention to subtle changes in your energy, mental clarity, and physical stability. Journaling your observations can help reinforce the connection between your dietary choices and your sense of balance. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 1 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. Food 2. Processed carbohydrates. Processed carbohydrates, think white bread, pasta, bagels, crackers, and packaged snacks, are dietary staples for many, offering convenience and a familiar, satisfying texture. A toasted bagel with cream cheese for breakfast or a bowl of spaghetti for dinner can feel like a comforting ritual. However, these refined carbohydrates are silent saboteurs of balance, wreaking havoc on the systems that keep you steady. Their impact is insidious, often going unnoticed until unsteadiness or falls become a problem. When you consume processed carbohydrates, they break down rapidly into simple sugars, causing blood glucose spikes similar to those triggered by sugary snacks. These spikes fuel inflammation, which impairs the nervous system's ability to coordinate muscle movements and maintain spatial awareness. The inflammation also affects the peripheral nerves in your feet and ankles, which play a critical role in proprioception, the body's ability to sense its position in space. Weakened proprioception makes it harder to make the micro-adjustments needed to stay balanced, especially on uneven surfaces like a gravel path or a tiled floor. Moreover, processed carbohydrates are stripped of essential nutrients during refining, leaving them devoid of the vitamins and minerals your body needs for optimal function. B vitamins, particularly B1, thiamine, B6, pyridoxine, and B12, cobalamin, are vital for nerve health and muscle coordination, while magnesium supports muscle strength and relaxation. Without these nutrients, the muscles in your legs and core become less responsive, and your nervous system struggles to send clear signals. A 2023 study in Aging Research Reviews found that older adults with diets high in refined carbohydrates had a 28% higher risk of falls, largely due to weakened muscle function and impaired nerve signaling. Processed carbs also contribute to insulin resistance, a condition that reduces blood flow to the brain and inner ear. This can lead to dizziness, lightheadedness, or a feeling of disorientation, particularly during sudden movements like standing up or turning your head. Over time, the cumulative effects of a diet heavy in processed carbs can erode your confidence in your ability to move safely through the world. Take John, a 72-year-old retiree who started each morning with a white bagel slathered with cream cheese. He enjoyed the routine, but during a community fitness class, he struggled to complete a simple balance test, unable to stand on one foot without his ankles trembling. His physical therapist suggested that his reliance on processed carbs might be undermining his stability. John began swapping his bagel for a bowl of steel-cut oatmeal topped with sliced almonds and fresh fruit. He also experimented with whole grain alternatives like quinoa salads for lunch. Within a month, he noticed significant improvements. His legs felt stronger, his steps were more assured, and he could complete the balance test with ease. John's story highlights how dietary changes can directly enhance physical function and reduce the risk of falls. The fix: replace processed carbohydrates with whole grains that provide sustained energy and essential nutrients. Options like quinoa, brown rice, buckwheat, oats, and farro are complex carbohydrates that break down slowly, preventing inflammatory glucose spikes. These grains are rich in B vitamins, magnesium, and fiber, which support nerve health, muscle strength, and blood sugar stability. For example, a half cup of cooked quinoa contains approximately 2 milligrams of magnesium, 0.1 milligrams of vitamin B6, and 2.6 g of fiber, all of which contribute to better balance. Start your day with a warm bowl of oatmeal topped with sliced almonds, a drizzle of honey, and a handful of blueberries for a breakfast that fuels your body and brain. For lunch or dinner, try a colorful quinoa salad with roasted vegetables, chickpeas, and a lemon tahini dressing. Its nutty flavor and nutrient density will keep you steady and satisfied. If you love pasta, opt for whole grain or lentil-based versions, which offer more fiber and protein than their refined counterparts. These swaps not only protect your balance but also add variety and flavor to your meals. Action step. This week, replace one meal or snack containing processed carbohydrates with a whole grain alternative. Stock your pantry with versatile options like quinoa, brown rice, or whole grain bread, and explore recipes to make the transition enjoyable. For example, try a brown rice stir-fry with colorful vegetables and lean protein, or bake a batch of whole grain muffins with mashed banana for natural sweetness. As you incorporate these changes, notice how your strength, coordination, and overall energy improve, reinforcing the link between your diet and your physical stability. Food 3. Excessive sodium. Excessive sodium, often lurking in seemingly harmless snacks like a handful of salty potato chips, a bowl of canned soup, or even processed deli meats, is a stealthy saboteur of your body's balance. Sodium's impact on your equilibrium is multifaceted, affecting several physiological systems critical for maintaining stability. When you consume too much sodium, your body retains excess fluid to dilute the high salt concentration in your bloodstream. This fluid retention can lead to swelling or edema, which may affect the delicate structures of the inner ear, specifically the vestibular system, responsible for sensing head position and movement. Swelling in these structures can disrupt their ability to accurately detect changes in motion, leading to dizziness, vertigo, or a vague sense of unsteadiness. Beyond the inner ear, high sodium intake elevates blood pressure by causing blood vessels to constrict. This increased pressure reduces blood flow and oxygen delivery to critical areas like the brain, muscles, and nerves, all of which play a role in maintaining balance. Reduced oxygen to the brain can manifest as lightheadedness or difficulty focusing, while impaired muscle oxygenation can weaken the legs and core, making it harder to recover from a stumble. A 2019 study published in the American Journal of Public Health highlighted the real-world consequences. Seniors with high sodium diets, exceeding 3,000 milligrams daily, faced a 25% higher risk of falls compared to those with moderate intake. The study suggested that sodium-induced dizziness, combined with sluggish muscle responses due to poor oxygenation, was a key contributor to these incidents. Consider the case of Clara, a 69-year-old retiree who relied heavily on canned soups and processed snacks for convenience. Over time, she began experiencing unexplained balance issues, frequently tripping over her living room rug or feeling unsteady when climbing stairs. Her doctor suspected sodium overload after reviewing her diet, which included daily servings of high-sodium canned soups, often exceeding 800 milligrams per serving. By switching to low-sodium alternatives and incorporating fresh, whole foods, Clara noticed a marked improvement within weeks. Her dizziness subsided, her steps became more confident, and she regained her sense of control. Excessive sodium also contributes to dehydration, a lesser-known but significant factor in balance disruption. High sodium levels prompt your body to excrete more water to restore electrolyte balance, leading to thicker blood and reduced circulation. This impairs the delivery of nutrients and oxygen to balance critical tissues, such as the muscles and nerves involved in proprioception, your body's ability to sense its position in space. Chronic dehydration from sodium overload can also cause fatigue, further compromising your ability to stay steady on your feet. The fix: reducing sodium doesn't mean sacrificing flavor. Instead of reaching for the salt shaker, experiment with herbs, spices, and acidic ingredients to elevate your meals. Fresh rosemary, thyme, or oregano can add depth to roasted vegetables or meats, while garlic and onion powder provide savory notes without sodium. A squeeze of lemon or lime juice can brighten dishes, offering a zesty kick that mimics salt's flavor-enhancing effect. For soups, ditch high-sodium canned versions, which can contain 700 to 1,000 milligrams per serving, and opt for homemade alternatives using low-sodium or no-sodium broth as a base. Add fresh vegetables like carrots, celery, and kale, and season with cumin, parsley, or a bay leaf for a hearty, balance-friendly meal. When dining out, request sauces and dressings on the side to control sodium intake, as restaurant dishes often contain hidden salt from pre-made seasonings. A practical example of a low-sodium dish is a roasted vegetable soup. Roast zucchini, bell peppers, and sweet potatoes with olive oil, black pepper, and smoked paprika, then blend with low-sodium vegetable broth and a handful of fresh parsley. This nutrient-dense soup is satisfying, flavorful, and supports your body's balance mechanisms by minimizing fluid retention and supporting healthy circulation. Action step. Take a moment to inspect the nutrition label of one packaged food you eat regularly, such as crackers, canned goods, or frozen meals. Check the sodium content per serving and compare it to the recommended daily limit, 2,300 milligrams for most adults, or 1,500 milligrams for those with hypertension or over 50. If the item exceeds 20% of your daily value, roughly 460 milligrams per serving, swap it for a low-sodium alternative. For instance, replace high-sodium crackers with unsalted nuts or fresh produce like sliced cucumbers, which offer crunch without the salt overload. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 2 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. Food 4. Trans fats. Trans fats, commonly found in fried foods, margarine, packaged pastries, and many processed snacks like donuts, cookies, and microwave popcorn, pose a serious threat to your health through their damaging effects on multiple systems. These artificial fats, often listed as partially hydrogenated oils on ingredient labels, are created by adding hydrogen to liquid vegetable oils to make them solid and shelf-stable. While they enhance the texture and longevity of processed foods, trans fats wreak havoc on your nervous system, muscles, and cardiovascular health, all of which are essential for maintaining stability. One of trans fats' most insidious effects is their ability to trigger inflammation throughout the body, including in the nervous system. This inflammation disrupts the transmission of nerve signals that allow your brain to make real-time adjustments to your posture and gait. For example, when you step on an uneven surface, your brain relies on rapid feedback from your nerves to stabilize your body. Trans fat-induced inflammation can slow this process, increasing the likelihood of stumbling or falling. A 2022 study in nutritional neuroscience underscored this risk, finding that older adults consuming diets high in trans fats, more than 2% of daily calories, had a 35% higher risk of balance-related falls compared to those with minimal intake. The researchers attributed this to both neurological inflammation and impaired muscle function. Trans fats also undermine muscle health by interfering with protein synthesis, the process your body uses to build and maintain muscle tissue. Strong muscles in your legs, hips, and core are critical for anchoring your body and preventing falls, especially as you age. By disrupting protein synthesis, trans fats contribute to sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss, leaving you with weaker, less responsive muscles that struggle to support your balance. Additionally, trans fats raise LDL, bad, cholesterol levels and lower HDL, good, cholesterol, leading to clogged arteries and reduced blood flow to muscles and nerves. This diminished circulation further impairs muscle strength and nerve responsiveness, making it harder to stay steady. The cognitive effects of trans fats are equally concerning. By promoting systemic inflammation and reducing blood flow to the brain, trans fats can cloud mental clarity and slow reaction times. This makes it more difficult to navigate uneven terrain or respond to sudden changes in your environment, such as a curb or a slippery floor. Maria, a 68-year-old patient, experienced these effects firsthand. Her daily habit of picking up a donut and coffee for breakfast seemed harmless, but she began noticing heaviness in her legs and frequent balance issues during her evening walks. After eliminating trans fats by swapping her donuts for whole food breakfasts, Maria reported feeling lighter, stronger, and more confident in her movements within a month. The fix: replacing trans fats with healthy fats is a powerful way to support your balance and overall health. Focus on incorporating fats from whole, nutrient-rich sources like avocados, nuts, seeds, and extra virgin olive oil. These foods contain anti-inflammatory compounds, such as omega-3 fatty acids and monounsaturated fats, that reduce nervous system inflammation, enhance nerve signaling, and promote muscle maintenance. For breakfast, try a slice of whole grain toast topped with mashed avocado, a sprinkle of chia seeds, and a pinch of black pepper. This meal provides healthy fats, fiber, and protein to fuel your balanced critical systems. For snacks, swap trans fat-laden packaged cookies or chips for a handful of almonds, walnuts, or pumpkin seeds, which deliver omega-3s and magnesium to support nerve health and muscle function. When cooking, use extra virgin olive oil or avocado oil instead of margarine or shortening. These oils are rich in antioxidants that combat inflammation and support cardiovascular health, ensuring better blood flow to balance critical tissues. A simple, balance-friendly snack is apple slices spread with natural almond butter. Check for no added oils or sugars. This combination offers healthy fats, fiber, and a touch of sweetness to keep you energized and steady. Action step. Inspect your pantry or fridge for items containing partially hydrogenated oils on the ingredient label, a telltale sign of trans fats. Common culprits include packaged baked goods, non-dairy creamers, and certain frozen pizzas. Identify one item to replace with a healthy fat alternative, such as swapping margarine for a bottle of extra virgin olive oil for cooking or baking. Alternatively, replace trans fat-heavy snacks with a jar of natural nut butter for spreading on fruit or whole grain crackers, supporting your balance with every bite. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 3 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. Food 5. Alcohol. Alcohol, whether a glass of wine at dinner or a beer during a game, often feels like a harmless way to unwind, but it's a potent disruptor of balance, especially for older adults. Even small amounts impair the brain's cerebellum, which coordinates movement, and muddle signals from the eyes, inner ear, and muscles, key players in maintaining stability. This disruption causes disorientation, increasing the risk of stumbles or falls. Alcohol's diuretic effect dehydrates the body, reducing blood volume and triggering dizziness or lightheadedness, particularly when standing suddenly. For seniors, slower metabolism means a single drink can linger for hours, heightening fall risk. The CDC notes that alcohol-related falls account for nearly 20% of emergency room visits among older adults, often leading to fractures or head injuries. Beyond immediate effects, alcohol disrupts restorative sleep, impairing muscle recovery and cognitive sharpness, which further erodes balance. Consider Robert, a 77-year-old who savored a nightly scotch but began tripping in dim light. After switching to herbal tea, his steadiness and confidence soared within weeks. To counter alcohol's toll, replace it with hydrating, nutrient-rich alternatives like chamomile tea, which promotes restful sleep, or sparkling water with a splash of citrus for a festive, balance-friendly sip. Mocktails, like a virgin mojito with mint and lime, offer sophistication without compromising stability. Commit to an alcohol-free week, journaling changes in energy, clarity, and balance to feel the difference firsthand. These swaps aren't just about cutting out alcohol. They nourish the body, supporting the nerves, muscles, and brain that keep you steady. Pair this with daily balance habits, like standing on one leg while brushing your teeth or walking barefoot on grass to awaken foot nerves. These steps strengthen proprioception, your body's spatial awareness, reducing fall risk. By eliminating alcohol and embracing these practices, you're not just eating and drinking differently, you're fortifying your independence. Each choice, from a hydrating sip to a mindful step, builds a foundation for a future where you move with confidence, whether navigating a crowded market or dancing at a family celebration. Start small, track your progress, and consult a doctor if unsteadiness persists to ensure no underlying issues linger. Your steadier self awaits. Wow, we've covered so much ground today, haven't we? From the sneaky ways sugary snacks inflame your balance systems to how a simple swap like whole grains can steady your steps, you're now armed with the knowledge to protect your independence and move with confidence. Balance isn't just about staying upright, it's about living fearlessly, chasing moments with your loved ones, and embracing every day with strength. I'm so inspired by stories like Evelyn's, who danced at her granddaughter's wedding, and Tom's, who reclaimed his stride through small, intentional changes. Now, it's your turn to take that first step. What's one thing you've learned today that sparked a light in you? Maybe it's cutting back on salty snacks to clear your inner ear or practicing a balance exercise like standing on one leg. Whatever it is, I'd love to hear it. Please comment below with one lesson you're taking away and how you'll bring it into your life. It might just inspire someone else to start their journey. If you like this video, please leave your comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Your support helps us keep spreading these life-changing tips. Thank you for being here, and remember, small steps today lead to fearless strides tomorrow. See you in the next video.